What's going on, guys? So today, I'm joined here by Gog, as you could see, classic Goggle from the good old-fashioned BO3 days, and obviously it's Thanatos here as well. So we really just kind of wanted to talk about our thoughts with Call of Duty. Obviously, you know, we're OGs from back in the, I want to say, Thanatos, you started in what, the BO1 days or even earlier?
Yeah,
And
one. Yeah, I mean, like when we were in third, fourth grade, I started playing COD, so it's
You
been
grinded that shit back in the day. The
back in the
FAMAS,
day.
bro. You're
yeah.
So
bad.
So you're hearing from a few OGs today on our thoughts on, COD. Obviously, the new beta just dropped, MW3. I think we want to give our opening thoughts on that, and then obviously some of our biggest gripes with COD today on the menu. Yeah, so we're thinking of making this into a little mini series or just a continuous series. If you guys are interested, let us know. Feel free to chime into the conversation. But I wanted to start out with you, Thanatos. You played the beta. What was your initial thoughts there?
Yeah, I hated the beta. I'll just come out right and say it right away. I have a bunch of issues with it. I think the big things for me mainly were everyone's talking about the movement and how like smooth it feels and stuff, but I felt like I was like waterlogged with
Molasses.
100 pounds. Yeah, like stuck in quicksand. Um,
Yeah.
the whole time I was playing. I think the visibility, like just the way the game looks, is terrible. Like you can't see your teammates.
It's like
apart from enemies.
grayscale. It's literally grayscale.
Yeah, like the fact that literally anybody that plays the game on PC has to use a game filter to play the game is just like that shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah. No, I know, and I know GOG didn't play the beta. I also played it. I obviously thought it was kind of trash. Not gonna lie. It just felt too slow, kind of like you said. Like, we'll get into that later. But and I know GOG. I know you haven't played COD in years. I mean,
Yeah,
why is that?
To be honest, I just heard the title of the beta right now, Modern Warfare 3. Man, dude, I used to be such a big COD player back in the day. That's where the gaming roots are entrenched. But what the fuck is the program doing right now? They can't make anything original, so they do the whole reboot of the Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare 3.
It
Come
is
on.
sad, and people eat it
They've
up.
been doing this for over 20 years, and they can't even get the grayscale right.
And the people
Frustrating.
eat it up, man.
That's why I've left the franchise.
Yeah, the
dude.
people eat it up. Like the beta, like literally only OG maps were available in the beta, and none of them play like they did 10 or whenever, however old the game is, 15 years.
And the thing that annoys me the most is that people are so brainwashed that they literally they're praising Sledgehammer and like Activision for bringing back stuff that we should have had, like Ghost. Like everyone's lit that Ghost is back.
Yeah,
and that the mini maps back to normal.
That's like, are we seriously still chasing nostalgia? That's 15 years old. Most of the people playing this don't even know what the first Modern Warfare 3 was. Like, I barely remember it, and I was like 8 when I played it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many.
COD,
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
COD just like takes shit away and then we'll give it back to you like a couple of years later and pretend like they've been like listening and that yeah,
Stockholm. It's
like,
Stockholm
like
syndrome.
map voting. When you open the beta and you get into the first lobby, before you can vote on a map, there's literally a pop-up message that shows up that says map voting is back. Like, they make it such a point to be known that they're bringing this feature back that should have never left the game.
Why did it leave?
That's so dumb.
No, there's a million.
Do you think you would tell that to like I want to hear your guys' take on this. Like, if we had a game developer studio back in 2008, 2010, and some guy was like, "Hey, let's not include the leaderboard," do you think in the board meeting that guy would get thrown out? I think they would.
Yeah, probably.
Why is that?
Vondahar wouldn't take that.
Yeah.
Now Vondahar's gone. All the OGs are gone, and we're getting old. Man.
Yeah, like if you make a game with so many different maps and gadgets and weapons, like, and you don't include a leaderboard, I don't understand like even the decision-making process behind that. Like, what? I don't like. I think that my hypothesis is that they want to suck out the most from people. They don't want to see all the deaths on the screen. so they leave it out so people.
They
don't feel
literally
bad.
leave it out. You can't see the
Yeah.
amount of deaths you have
Yeah,
until
you
the end of the
can't.
game, and it's been that way since 2019. Only game
Weird.
you could was Cold War. You could see because Treyarch makes good games. But
I think it's like mode dependent. Like in Kill Confirmed, instead of showing your deaths, it shows like how many tags you have or whatever. But then in Domination, I think it shows your deaths. Like
yeah.
That's so
I think
weird.
it's mode specific, which is
Yeah.
just like it's so random.
No, we could sit here and harp on a million different things, but I really wanted to get your guys' thoughts specifically. Goggle, maybe you could start it off. I know you didn't play the beta, but what's your biggest gripe with COD today? Like number one.
I just think it's missing the magic. I think it's soulless, made by a big corporation that doesn't really listen to their fans nor even have a soul and direction itself. They don't even know what they're making nowadays. They're chasing nostalgia that's 15 years old. They're revamping Modern Warfare's, and actually the audience, they don't even know what COD was before. So this is all they know.
Yeah.
Like, how are they supposed to know
I
it
think
was better before if they've never played
Dude.
it? And obviously you can go back and play Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3 nowadays. I think they just brought the servers back the other day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they did.
But they're, you're not going to be able to relive that magic. And you can talk about it all day, but if you weren't there in the moment, you don't understand. I think the simplicity, when you make things too complex, you bring on this illusion of choice, and you don't know what things are. But dude, I swear there's some magic back in the day where you're throwing attachments on that look cool. There's only so many options, and you're not going to go wrong with whatever you put on.
Yeah.
And we've lost that kind of magic of an arcade shooter.
Well,
and I know that's what you were kind of griping on before with
Yeah.
movement and clunkiness and grayscale. Like, come on, we're not talking about an Armor 3 battle simulator.
I would say the biggest thing that you just said is like the magic being taken away. Like they're milking every last drop of the old CODs. I mean, if you think about it, like today, the beta's biggest selling point today was that the old maps that we had 15 years ago are back. That's their selling point. That 15-year-old maps are returned, and people eat it up. So that's why we're getting the trash we get, because just no one wants. There's no originality anymore, and they don't need to, because people will just make it top seller every year.
Also, like with the beta too, I remember the BO3 beta, which I know we all played, and like BO3 was peak COD for me probably. But I remember like the night before that beta came out, like not being able to sleep. Like I was so excited. I got home from school like on Friday and just played all night, the whole weekend. And the beta like arrived this weekend. I barely even knew it was happening. I downloaded it like a day into the beta. I played a couple games and just shut it off. Like it's no big deal. It's not magical anymore, like you guys said.
That's fucked.
Like,
And people say we're getting old too, but I don't think we're getting old.
I was about to say that. Is that the existential question? But honestly, I don't
think so. I'm enjoying other games.
I think that we're still so passionate that we're talking about this shit and making a podcast about how bad it is, because we know it could be a better direction. And even Black Ops 3, like the team behind Black Ops 3 was so good. They all their maps, they had the what was it, like the 3-channel map design, or
yeah,
they had
3-lane,
like,
3-lane. Yeah, no, I agree.
They had the direction, and they had people in charge who actually cared.
What do you think?
I really don't know what's going on now, but I know the product that they made.
Yeah, I think the best thing for Call of Duty personally would be to have another Black Ops 3 game like with advanced movement. That just promotes people to like not camp in a house with claymores and an LMG and like a fully grayed out map, like a game that's colorful, has like some unique aspects to it.
See, I low-key...
I'm sure we'll get into that in the future. But...
Yeah, I don't want to go too deep down that rabbit hole, but I low-key disagree a little bit, because I'm worried about all the cracked movement that these sweats and cheaters are going to have, but that's a different story. What about you, Thanos? What's your biggest gripe with the game right now?
Yeah, so GOG kind of touched on this a little bit with like the having too many options, but also like there's always the game right now is so meta driven, and especially with Warzone being out, like I see this in Warzone. The only content surrounding Warzone is like this AK-47 class is a 2-hit kill, like, and then everyone watches that video, and everyone in the game is running the same AK-47 class for like a month, and then COD will nerf it and then balance it out with like another gun that takes control, and it's just so meta driven. And I think the biggest issue with that's
exhausting.
Yeah, I guess like the root of that problem I think lies in Gunsmith and then like a combination of introducing Gunsmith and taking away the 10 slot system that was in COD for however long.
And I think
like
another
it used
part
to be,
of that. Sorry, go ahead.
Such a
yeah,
good
I mean,
idea.
like it used to be, in order to have, you know, like an extra attachment on your gun or whatever, you would have had to sacrifice a grenade or a perk or something. And now you can just build a 10 attachment like death machine with any gun. You can turn an SMG into a sniper. You can turn an LMG into an SMG. Like,
That's
and then,
stupid.
you know, you have a frag grenade every life. You just spawn in and throw it in the middle of the map. And with how, like, with some of these maps, like Rust or Shipment, for example, you're dying every 5 seconds. So it just becomes a frag grenade party in the middle of the map.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's just
God.
spawning in. And
I think one of the things that you said that makes Gunsmith have potential in a vacuum is like the fact that I actually don't think it's a terrible thing that you could turn a sniper into like your optimal class, like a sniper even, for example. Like, not that dramatic, but you get what I'm saying. The problem is the customization ends up not mattering because you're forced through skill-based matchmaking to choose the absolute optimal class setup that you see on like Nick Merckx's video, right? Like,
yeah.
by having so much customization, it's almost like you have no customization because there's
Yeah.
one meta. Do you guys know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I know
exactly what I'm
you mean.
saying. Like,
I feel like also when I log on, like I want to be a winner. I want to get like the best guns, the best meta, and
Yeah.
for that to be possible, it's exhausting.
And everyone
I have to go
thinks that
through-
way,
I
God.
have to
Everyone thinks
research,
that way.
I have to constantly check what's going on.
yeah.
And I
The
don't have my
Gunsmith
phone
is
and laptop near
so
me. I don't have my pen and
complicated.
paper and my calculator. Get out of here.
You
Yeah.
need to come up with like a pros and cons list, pull out like
Yeah.
a Google spreadsheet, and like
And some of the
even
attachments
then,
are bad for
when
you
form
too.
an opinion, I don't think they're going to be satisfied.
Yeah, I miss like old COD, like in older Call of Duties. Like all three of us could run. I don't know. Let's say it's like Black Ops 1 or even I don't know Black Ops 3. We could all run like the FAMAS or the AK, and Splix could be running it with like stock removed and fast mags or whatever. GOG could be running it with like extended mags and a suppressor, and I could be running it with whatever other attachments. And they're all like viable setups. But now it's like one gun has one meta, and that's it. Like there's
Yeah.
no other viable options. Like it's either you either
You sweat your balls
use
off.
this setup, you sell your soul and sweat your ass off to use
Yeah.
this one gun, or you're at the bottom.
You just
of the
don't enjoy.
Not
If you're a
creative,
good
is
player,
it?
you get punished. Yep.
For real, it's like there's no. Again, I think this ties back to like the magic kind of aspect of it. If all the main videos on YouTube are like class setups and what does like the most accurate percentages and stuff, that's not right. I feel like back in the day, the videos also were more geared like Michael Myers or Swifter Says or more
It
like
was more fun.
trolling in Black
Yeah,
Ops 3.
trolling.
That was like the
Burnsy.
the trolling era. And then nowadays it's
also,
all
yeah.
competitive. It's like a 9 to 5 job logging on and try to go to train your aim and shit. Oh, it's,
Yeah.
Yeah, like when, like
No
I don't know,
magic.
I used to watch all the COD videos that were like double nuking in a multiplayer lobby or like dropping 100+ kills in domination, and like you don't even see multiplayer content anymore at all.
Yeah.
It's all Warzone.
And if you do, they probably reverse boosted and cheated because like no one could drop 100 kills
exactly.
anymore.
Because they're
So
playing people
stupid.
with no thumbs. Like,
jeez.
yeah, if I drop like
I
20
haven't seen any
kills
of the-
in one
I-
game,
it
the
sounds-
next
I don't
game
want
I'm
that
going
shit.
into
That
pros.
sounds like it's soulless.
Yeah, Gogma, you've kind of removed yourself for the better. You've saved yourself. Me and Thanos are still stuck in the perpetual cycle of death because we just
Yeah.
can't
The
move
beat
on.
goes out to you guys.
You get your hopes up because everyone
for you.
too, like you said earlier, Splix, like people just eat it up, and then it like
Yeah,
you're telling yourself like don't get excited, you have to keep the bar low, but then everyone eats it up, and you're like, oh, maybe it'll be good, and then
Yeah.
you play the game and it just sucks.
and I think
it's
that's
a
part of the
letdown.
reason we wanted to start this podcast, right? Like, hopefully some people watching, if you made it this far, can like relate to this and have some thoughts, and I think that might be a good place to wrap up. Like, we want to know
Yeah.
your thoughts on like do you like COD in its current state truly, or are you just playing it because you're addicted and you have nothing else to play, or are you not playing it at all? Like, join the conversation, let's talk about it. We're thinking of continuing this series, and who knows, maybe we'll even like read off some of the best comments next episode, and I think we can make this pretty fun and like build a community with it. So if you guys enjoyed it, definitely drop a sub and definitely comment to
Bash
be a
that
part
like
of it.
button.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Yeah, also like if you have any questions or topics that you'd want us to discuss, like definitely leave those in the comments too.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back. Peace.
Sounds good.
Peace.
Later.